Hey everyone, welcome back to Pajama Crafts, where I do crafts in my pajamas. It's funny because a lot of times I'm not even in my pajamas anymore when I do these videos. When I first started my channel, I was a brand new mom and I was in pajamas pretty much all of the time. And now I sometimes have my life together and am wearing actual clothes. So I apologize for that if you're here only for the pajamas. But I just have these three Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs today, and I'm using music paper. You guys know I love this stuff if you have been with my channel for very long at all. I found this like vintage songbook at a thrift shop a long time ago, and I'm still going strong with that stuff. But anyway, I just picked a song that I did not care about or know and decided to tear it up and Mod Podge it to the back of this star that I got at Dollar Tree around the 4th of July. And I'm just using the back. You could sand off the glitter and use the front, but I would suggest painting over it first if you're going to do that, at least if your paper is very thin at all. Like mine is really thin because it's so old, and if I Mod Podge it onto something that has color underneath, it will show through. So I would suggest painting over it if you're not sure, just so you don't waste any good paper. Um, but this one I just left the label on because it's mostly black and white, obviously, and it was not going to be a big deal. It didn't show under there at all. So I just Mod Podged that right onto the star. I do like to go underneath and on top. I like the finish that it gives it. This is a matte one, and you could just do underneath, but the reason I like to do on top too is because of the way that I distress it, and you guys will see what I'm talking about in just a second. Now, while I'm finishing Mod Podging all this paper onto the star, I did want to mention, if you didn't know already, I started a new channel. It's more of like a lifestyle mommy channel. But because of my love of music, I do have some songs and stuff that I sing on there. Well, I just put up my first one, but I will be doing more soon. And there's about 3 videos on the channel so far, and I will leave it linked in the description so you can go check it out and subscribe if you love seeing the kids and just kind of want to follow along with our daily life and the new place that we're in and how we're decorating and setting everything up. So make sure to check that out after this video as well. So after I finished putting all of the paper on, this dries pretty quick, so I just left it for a few minutes. Once it was dry to the touch, I flipped it over and cut off any excess around the edges. I wasn't too worried about making it perfect to begin with because it's rustic, shabby chic. Uh, I don't know what this style is really called. Vintage, maybe. Anyway, let me know down in the description if you know. I just throw random things together that I like the look of and see what comes out. I'm not very technical, but I got these rusty snowflakes from Hobby Lobby probably 2 or 3 years ago. I've had these for quite a long time. They just came in a pack with a whole bunch of them. I've used them on other projects before, so I just had these two left, and I was really excited to be able to find them in a box. Um, Before I started this DIY, I was searching through this whole box of tiny stuff, and I was able to finally find them. And I just added some twine. This twine is from Amazon. It's not my favorite. I prefer the Walmart one so far from what I've tried. Dollar Tree is fine too, but Walmart is a little thicker and looks really rustic, and I like that. So once I had the snowflakes tied onto there, I went ahead and just poked the paper where the original hole was on the star and tied them in a knot through the top. And then I decided to go in with some of my trusty Distress ink. I believe this is from Hobby Lobby. I've had it for years. And this is the color walnut, I believe, but I just kind of rub it on the edges. And this is the reason that I like to cover the top with Mod Podge, because when I put the ink on, it's a little bit slick on the surface, so I can rub it around with my finger and kind of smear it out so it looks like faded and old. And I just think it really gives it a really cool look. And that's all I did with this one. I kept it simple, but I think it's really, really cute and perfect for a vintage Christmas and very neutral, which is great. Um, for any type of decor, can blend in nicely. And if you're someone who doesn't go for those bright colors every year, then this would be perfect for your decor as well. Now for this next one, I got this little piece of wood from Dollar Tree, and I'm just doing the same thing, putting the Mod Podge on and kind of tearing around the edges. I wanted it to have that really, really old look, and that's how I was trying to achieve it. Anyway, this one I did not Mod Podge on top because I just kind of liked the way it looked and I didn't want to mess with it at all. I loved the song The First Noel, and so I found that page. They had that one in the book, so that's the song that I put on here, and I think it's just like a beautiful little it could be an ornament or you could hang it on a hook. Anything you want to do with it. There's so many ways that you can do it. I hung it in my kitchen on a hook that I have on this, um, I don't know, wire basket type thing. Anyway, so cute. I love how that one came out. And then for the last one, this was also from Dollar Tree. And for this one, I had the Jingle Bells song. And so there was a little bit of another song starting at the bottom. You know how they do in old songbooks. So I just went ahead and tore that off the bottom. I did make sure to tear it because I wanted it to look really old and rustic. And so I kind of tore around the edges, and then it did have a little bit of overlap. And so I tore around the edges of that as well. And this one I did cover with Mod Podge and distress it a little bit. Now, I picked up these bells from Hobby Lobby a few years back, but you could always spray paint ones from Dollar Tree or something. But I don't think these were real expensive. I can't remember. I think it was like 3 years ago. But I like the rustic look of them, so I just grabbed a couple and did the same thing that I did with the snowflakes, just tied them on with some twine, and I had two at first and then I decided to do three, and then I was just kind of deciding how I wanted them to look. Then once I had the height and the arrangement of how I liked them, I just tied them all together, and I did use hot glue to add my embellishments on here. You can't really see the glue gun because it doesn't reach all the way to the floor where I had my tripod, so I just put a little glue on the piece and then stuck it on my project. But I am using hot glue to attach everything onto this little project. And once I got my bells exactly how I wanted them, I used some more of that distress ink. Like I said, I like to have the Mod Podge on there. If you don't have the Mod Podge covering the top, the ink is not going to like, blend in. It's going to be, if you just put it directly on the paper, it's just going to be like a line, or you know what I'm saying. You can't kind of smear it around. That's the only word I can think of. But I really like the look when I am able to do that. And then the boxwood I have from Walmart from last year. I believe it's boxwood, and it's really, really pretty. It has a little bit of sparkle to it because it was for Christmas. And then I just have a little pine cone. It's funny because I told my dad, I think it's been a couple years now. I told my dad that I was looking for some pine cones for some DIYs, and like all the stores were out. So I was like looking outside for pine cones. Next time I saw him, he handed me like two or three huge bags of pine cones. So like I will never run out of pine cones again. He's so sweet that way, always helping me out with my projects. But yeah, so thanks, Dad, for the little pine cone. I think it really made this look really cute, and I just went ahead and added a little bow, and I think these came out super, super adorable. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more DIYs like these. Don't forget to check out my other channel linked in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Good job. That was so fast. Good job.